Alright guys, we are back for another video on this channel. So let's talk about the premium limited stamp for the Bankai Ichigo. Now this one's a hot topic. I've been asked quite a few times, should I actually only pull for Bankai Ichigo? Or should I actually try and get the limited stamp as well? Now, we gotta take a few things into consideration. Let's do this step by step. Now, this game at the end of the day has a currency called Spiritual Jades. Obviously, these are limited to some extent. There is only a specific amount you can acquire as a free-to-play player a month, right? However, I did check it up on the current content, the way the game is laid out, it will be as such that if you acquire the necessary jades, which you can acquire every month, you will be able to get one character a month guaranteed, right? So what that means is by completing the monthly missions and everything, you're gonna get enough of these jades, right? To then go into any limited character gacha banner and guarantee yourselves the character within 80 pulls. Obviously, that's if you are unlucky, right? If you are lucky, you might get him within the first 10 pulls, the first 20 pulls, whatever, right? But if you're unlucky, you're guaranteed one character a month. And I think that's a very good ratio. If you compare this to a lot of other gacha games, right? Say, for example, Genshin Impact or even Bleach Brave Souls, like a concurrent contender to this game, which has been around a long time. You have 2 banners a month, right? You have the premium banner which is the mid-month, right? Or the mid-month banner, so to speak, and you have the end-of-month banner. The end-of-month banners are usually better. However, they have started strategies like introducing very useful character for guild quests and stuff like that in the mid-month banner, right? So going back to this game right here, it is very good that every player, free to play, is able to grab one character a month. Now, that being said, you gotta ask yourself, do you want to try and get as many characters as possible, right? Or do you want to skip a few characters here and there and apart from getting all of these characters, just focus on the one character you might get a month, because the limited jades you're going to get a month will guarantee you the character and actually the stamp, right? You're going to make enough to pull both, right? And that is huge, right? Now, if you're actually trying to go for both characters because a limited banner is coming every 15 days, then you will only be able to get the characters most likely without their limited stamps. Now, that's that, right? So, me personally, let's actually take a look at this, because what does the stamp actually do? Because not everyone is aware of this. So the weapons, there is, right? So the stamp essentially for Bankai Ichigo will increase his crit rate by 15%, and it also allows him to summon 2 afterimages to attack the target, dealing total damage equal to 100% of the special attack. This also counts as a special attack. Now, this is a huge damage increase. Now, let me showcase this real quick. So let's actually go over to the... By the way, there is a training section which is just so good. I really like this one here. So let's actually go here. Let me quickly select this one, right? And let's actually go in there. I'm going to showcase you the damage numbers Ichigo is able to produce with his stamp, and then afterwards without his stamp. Right, so let's actually, yeah, you know what, we're gonna leave the enemy settings the way it is, right? So watch these damage numbers, right? So let's actually go in here. What are we doing? 14k, 19k? I believe that was 14k or 19k. Let's actually go over reset again. Let's do this again. There is. So what are we doing? 29k, there was one hit on 29k. Let's actually do this one more time. Like so. As you can see, if you're watching closely, right? Because we have this stamp equipped, the 2 after images are being summoned. So essentially we're cornering the opponent in the middle, right? And we're able to essentially just do a lot of damage. So let's say we're doing about 19k with the limited stamp. Now let's actually unequip it and use a standard and normal one. Right, now let's actually go here. Let's give him his let's just give him any stamp, right? So weapons, let's go here and let's replace it with the yeah, you know what? Let's go with the Sundering Slash actually. Let's go with the Sundering Slash, because this is the free-to-play option, right? This one is the free-to-play option in case you do not have the limited stamp, right? So let's actually same setup again. As you can see, the power has gone down significantly as well. So we're going to try this. All right, there we are. So let's actually see this. Now, watch closely. We're not going to be able to produce any after images now, right? So as you can see, look at this. The damage numbers are significantly lower, and so are the hits, right? So we're not only producing literally no damage, right? We're actually having a lot less of hits, right? If you compare this to the previous attacks we did with the limited stamp, right? We had a very high combinations, right? Comparing this to the free-to-play version, it is a extreme comparison in terms of damage output, right? The damage output is extremely low if you just compare this to the limited gacha stamp, and that's exactly what I want to go about. That's exactly my point, right? I mean, you can get as many characters as you would like. Obviously, that's something good. If you're a collector, you want to have the characters and stuff like that. All right, fair enough, right? But then you gotta think about it, right? Do you actually want to have more characters, or do you want to have the most fun with the characters you actually have? That's a question you got to ask yourself. One thing. The other thing is there is endgame content, which is extremely hard. Bro, I'm currently in stages where it's very tough getting by, where I'm thinking if I didn't have, for example, specific stuff, then it probably would be impossible. Like, it feels like it's not. Obviously, you could do everything with SR characters, literally. But having said that, right, it's going to be a lot easier if you have a very good built character, right? So, in terms of the question, should you actually pull for the limited stamp? My opinion is definitely go for it, right? Definitely go for the limited stamp, because it is a huge boost to Ichigo's overall stats, right? He's gonna do a lot more damage, right? And you're also guaranteed within 40 pulls to actually get it, right? It's not like you gotta do 80 pulls like it is for the characters. It is 40 pulls, right? So that in itself is, I guess, enough to convince a lot of people actually to start summoning for it. So my opinion, again, if you're asking me, go for it, grab the stamp, because Ichigo is there. I mean, that's only if you have Ichigo. Obviously, if you wanted to skip Ichigo and you didn't get him yourself, then don't even worry about the stamp. But if you have Ichigo and you're not sure, then again, I would highly suggest getting it, because the damage increase is just tremendous. But yeah, do let me know down below in the comment sections what you think about this. And as always, thanks for tuning in. Take care of yourselves. Until next time.